These are the Nelk boys. They're being canceled for asking Netanyahu why he likes Burger King over McDonald's, but here's the real reason why this is such a controversial interview. If you don't know, the Nelk boys are one of the biggest prank channels on YouTube, and this guy happens to be the modern day Hitler, which is where our problems begin. This was Benjamin Netanyahu's first ever podcast appearance, and with the Nelk boys, he saw the perfect opportunity. Because the Nelk boys themselves admitted they went into this interview unprepared and that they probably were not qualified to talk about it. Matter of fact, in this interview with Hassanabi, they understood that Netanyahu was probably just using their platform. But you don't have to watch that interview to understand that. Netanyahu said it himself in this interview that this was a great way for him to connect with young people, which is exactly why people are upset. Right now, Israel is committing one of the worst genocides in modern history, and it's all being live streamed for the world to see, hence the PR move by Netanyahu. But let's play devil's advocate, because the Nelk boys in this interview with Hassanabi talked about how they wanted to play it neutral and show both sides. They basically claimed that they'll bring on somebody from the other side to counteract the interview they had with Netanyahu, but there's another problem with that. Netanyahu is a war criminal, and not only is this understood by dozens of countries, but he has an arrest warrant from the ICC for war crimes, including the current genocide and famine in Gaza. They also pushed back saying this was too big an opportunity to pass up, and some people might agree with that, but there's another issue. The fact that they didn't prepare for the interview and learn about the other side or bring someone on qualified to talk about it is a problem. And when you look at the timing of this interview, the timing of the famine in Gaza made by the IDF getting much worse right now as you're watching this video, the reality is this interview would have never happened if these two were prepared for the conversation. All of it lines up to show that this was a PR move to try to get some sort of positive reception from the Nelk boys and their audience. Instead, everyone on the internet is rightfully upset. This is one of those situations where it's not about being political or choosing a side or even staying neutral. We are talking about a war criminal who strategically chose his first podcast appearance to be on a place where he would not be challenged. The rationale behind the Nelk boys was, we're gonna host this controversial figure and it's gonna get a ton of views because no one has seen an interview this exclusive. But the problem with that is you don't do that with war criminals, especially those who are recognized as one of the worst people alive right now. The interview is still up on YouTube. Who knows if they're going to take it down, but we should expect a video from the other side in the coming days or weeks. Just remember though, when you talk about the other side, you're referring to children who are dying by starvation.